patches on the back of they all had the same shirt, patches of like an I for Illinois and Kentucky and all that. And they came here to see Oakland. I think that's pretty cool. That
Opening statement from the camp team, what was the forum for questions for the players to let them go and the floor?
you know, we knew, but it wasn't really what we're used to in the arena. And they missed a hell of a game. I'm really, really pleased. I will tell you that, you can say we just held one of the best offensive team in our league probably, and one of the best mid-major offenses in the country, to 64 points on a night they made 16 of 31 from the three. Think about that. That's almost impossible to believe. 16 of 31, it was hard to get them. I thought our defense was fantastic, and they made tough ones. They made a couple, then they figured out, we got a little tired, and they got some in transition, to come back and get the lead. But if you look at that game, we got a big lead, they took the lead. We got the league back. Peru makes a great shot at the half to get us the lead at the half. They come back and get the lead. We get it back up to 6 or 8. Ed shooting night made a huge three to get us back ahead. These two guys, and I said it in the post game after Toledo, is these two guys are unstoppable, and they're one guy in this league ain't gonna guard either one of these guys. So they got to make choices. We won a game that we didn't shoot very well at home against a team that went 16 of 31 from the three, and a team that I think I've said often is probably the best team in the league. Maybe Milwaukee, maybe Fort Wayne. Who knows? We'll find out. But coming in, how we've played through the preseason, they've got the best, and we got 2 stops. We got more than 2 stops, but we got 2 stops. We got a call that, went against us. I got mad. I didn't like it. It didn't matter. The call's the call. It went against us. A lot of teams would have lost when that happened against such a good team, and we didn't because we went down and got a stop. And Jalen Jones was all over the floor those last 2 possessions. He was all over the floor. And that doesn't mean these guys weren't either, but he really got his hand on a couple balls. We got them, in traps, and we just were really, really solid the last minute of the game defensively.
Let's start with Peru. There's not a 50-50 ball stat that keeps track of that, but it seems like every time you're involved in one, you come up with it.
So I just feel like if I can get my hands on the ball and someone else is there should be no reason that anyone can take it off me. So if I get in there, even if I'm knocking it out of bounds off somebody, more often than not, I'm sure we're going to come away with the ball.
And then Alan, you missed a couple bunnies down the stretch, and then I saw you look at Campy, and I didn't hear the words you said, but it seemed like you said, give me the ball again, I got you, and you made a man's move to the rim. Can you just kind of expand on your mentality in the clutch?
Coach know who I am. I know who I am. He believes in me, and that relationship that we got going on about that, it's really unbelievable, He believes in me. I know I can make the shot. So I just told him, just give it to me again, and I'll make the big shot right there.
Alan, can you take me through it in the post when you sense the double's coming, maybe it hasn't come yet, but you know it's going to come. Can you take us through a typical possession in the post when you get doubled? What's your thought process like?
That's simple. I'm from Europe. I got that IQ. I see everybody on the court. I pass the ball. That's it. That's it.
Fair enough. Peru, you're a 50% three-point shooter on the season now. If you could give Steph Curry any tips, what would you tell him?
He should shoot more like me. He'd probably go in more.
Fair enough.
Final question for the players. Thanks, guys.
Really quickly, I like that jumper. French rugby, that's nice.
I have no idea what that is, so.
Cam, you ever, in your coaching career, have you ever held a team to, 5 two-point field goals? 6 two-point field goals in a game?
Wow. I didn't even look at that until you just said it, but that makes sense if they made that many threes and only had that, and they didn't shoot free throws. Fans at other schools over the years get mad at us because they think we get calls because we shoot so many more free throws than our opponents. And what they got to understand is we don't foul our zone. That's our zone. The zone, Northern Kentucky doesn't foul. Teams that play zone don't foul as much. And we I mean, we teach that. I take kids out of games if they make a stupid foul. I should have taken DQ out when he fouled that three-point shooter, but it was too late in the game to do it. But if that happened earlier in the game, I would have made an example of him by taking him out. You know, we don't foul. We don't want to foul. It's our DNA. It's part of our defense. And when we make, you know, we made 11 free throws, they made 4. It's the difference in the game. For them, if they'd have won, the 16 threes would have been the difference in the game. So there's always these little things. Another big difference in the game was we only had 7 turnovers. We did that at Toledo too. And when you realize our point guard play might be the biggest suspect of our team, you know, we don't have a lot of point guards. We got combo guards. And that we now, if we can play the 7-8 turnovers game, usually the national stat leader turns it over between 8 and 9 times, 8 point something. If you go up historically and look at those things, 8.3, it's usually Wisconsin or somebody like that. I'd like us to be that team this year. I'd like us to be that team that only turns it over 8 times a game. We don't shoot it good enough, and we surely can't make free throws, that there's got to be something else that's going to make us win besides our defense. Because there's going to be nights where a team goes 16. I got no problem with the shots they took. They made shots. Callahan came out 4 for 4 in the first half, a freshman, on the road in his first league game ever. You got to love that kid. Hug him. Congratulations, right? We did what we had to do. Wellich, who's really struggled this year, but we knew he could shoot because we've seen it in the past. He was 40-some% last year. He goes 4 for 6. We got him right, I guess. The only thing I didn't like was the transition threes they got, and we got timeouts early in the second half. And usually don't see that. The 16-1 happened, then Clint called one a minute after the 16, which is a full timeout, and then I took him out for a minute, and the 12 came. So there was these 3, 6, 9. That man can play now. That man can play.
And for a power rebounder, how good of a point guard is Jalen Jones? Because the rebounding is clearly his game.
Yeah, I mean, he's quick to the ball, and in our zone, and we preach this, you know, and if you come and listen and sit in a practice, you'll hear us yelling at him, long shots, long rebounds. And you got to be just falling behind, missed, and he got a rebound, we got it out, and we scored. Hell of a job by him getting us a possession. And I didn't realize he had 9 rebounds till you said that. You know.
Camp, the final 240, you guys pitched a shutout. And you closed down the club, right?
Hey, you want to know what I told him at the 2-minute and 42 timeout, right? No, was it 2:42 when the last timeout occurred? I said, if they don't score again, we win. That's how this. They took it and did it, and we won.
Defensive stand rank among.
The fact that we wasn't, I said, well, how many timeouts for 8 weeks? And I told him I'm going to try and get you, and that's exactly what happened. We got him a couple little minutes. I mean, I feel bad for Isaiah to be putting that. And now he practiced 2 days. You know, he's going to miss it. So this is what we got to do, and he did miss it. Maybe if I would have said he's going to make it, he would have made it. I don't know, but we had
Him just figuring it out, or was that you guys figuring?
to lighten it up against Michigan. Green Bay? Lions. I caught you. And so now, you know, everybody saw that thing, so people came after him. We're forcing too many threes right now. We ended up taking 25, and that's probably 6 to 8 too many. We're going to get one off a pass from the post. Cooper made one off a pass from the post. DQ made one off a pass from the post. Those are the ones that we got to get because we're stepping into them. Because we just don't shoot it good enough. Now, I think we can, but we haven't.
I got one more for you, Coach. How happy have you been with Brew's impact so far this season? And was that something you were expecting to happen, like, so far, like, this early on?
We expected it to happen from Australia, that he transferred transcripts and that, and we were under the impression he wasn't going to be able to play last year and not even practice because there were some questions and everything. Then it all worked out. Well, he missed September and October practice, and then we tip it up at Ohio State, and we find out that day he's going to play. A couple good games. But we've always thought bringing him here that he was an first-team all-league level player, and we knew that he could get there. And he's still in the league. I mean, if you watch him like Townsend, and I mean, he's very similar to Trey. You saw he can shoot tonight. I mean, he made a 3 and it was a, you know, but it looked really good. I mean, if you look at that on film, the form was, and he can shoot it. He's got to learn to play the inside, then the outside, and look at the growth of Trey. Baru's, it just became a man. Well, Baru's getting there. How much is top to win in the second half?
It's 5.5 minutes.